mobilize people for this event. You know, I'm very sure there are some people you reach out to, oh, I want you to be part of this session today. And they will tell you, oh, I'm busy, you know, it's on Sunday, I just want to rest. But at the same time, you went for that hope. If you join this session, we are inviting Vincent Adeoba, and you're going to be sharing insight on how to be employable, how to fit into the workforce of 21st century. You're going to be sharing some information with us. You know, you are able to negotiate with such an individual to the point that say, okay, let me just give it a try. Okay, I'm going to join. Negotiation. But imagine if you don't have that negotiation skill, and the individual just told you, today is Sunday, I don't want to waste my time, you know, I just want to rest, and you just close the conversation from there, right? So negotiation skill is key. It's a skill you need to have. The next one is problem solving, ability to solve problems. So for every firm, for every organization, they don't just want to employ someone because he is a graduate, or because he graduated from Obafemi University, or because he graduated from Covenant or Babcock. No, they want to know the value that you are bringing on board. So they are less concerned about your degree, about your grade, about the school you went to. The question they ask you is, what value can you add? What problem can you solve? And I remember, when I was having a conversation with Taiwo Oyedele, and he shared a story with me that there was a guy that they wanted to recruit, right? And during the interview, the guy already went to PwC website, understudied, look at everything on the website, and discovered that there were some things that, you know, were not properly done on the website. He had everything jotted down. This was someone that was going for an interview. He didn't even know if he was going to be successful or not. But he already took his time and went through the whole process. Look at PwC website, look at the brand, look at some of the things they are doing, and came up with some plans that, okay, these are not being done properly. These are my idea. These are the solutions I'm bringing on board. You know, and when he got to the interview rooms and they started the conversation, and immediately just asked them to log on to PwC website. And he was pointing out, oh, this was not properly done. This was not properly done. You know, this is not a global standard on how to put this in place. Based on what I told me, that they didn't even go further. They didn't even go further. They just offered him the job straight away. Why? He's the problem solver, right? Because somebody you have not employed, imagine somebody you've not employed, but he has been able to identify some problem in your value chain, in your service, in your products. So ability to solve problem, and you know, this ability, you know, come from your interaction with individual, your friends, you know, people in your team on how to solve problems. And that is why I encourage young graduate and, you know, undergraduate that look for opportunity to solve problem for your community, right? On Obafemi Awolowo University, there are a lot of problems, challenges that campus is facing. And not just campus alone, outside campus, right? Why don't you just come up with a team? Hey guys, this is a particular problem this community is facing. What can we do about it? And one of the things I did when I was in OAU was that I funded a not-for-profit organization named Joy to Humanity Group. I just put some of my friends together, and we were going from one public school to another to talk to secondary school students on the importance of education and how to develop reading habits. You know, we just saw a problem that whole students in public school are not doing well, are not doing enough when it comes to their academics. What can we do? So we started that project. You know, we're moving from one school to another, and we were able to accomplish an amazing results, right? From there, when I graduated, you know, I scaled up the NGO. I turned it. We rebranded and we changed to Sarah Schools Initiative, and we were moving to different parts of Nigeria to organize projects to solve problems. And I didn't even know that a lot of people were actually following me on social media, and they were asking, who is this young boy that is just moving around trying to solve problems in his own little way? So when I got to PwC, it was not difficult for me to be able to identify problem or something that was not properly done and advise. And there is no firm that want to lose a staff that is a problem solver. So you need to develop your problem solving skills. It is very, very important, right? So I've talked about problem solving skills, right? The next I'm going to be talking about, and you can also go online to read about the recent report from LinkedIn. They talk about some skills that are well sought after, right, by employers. One of them is creativity. Creativity. The fact that you guys were able to come up with this idea, okay, why don't us have this session on Zoom? You already look at some factors. You already look at some other software and look at some feature that you have and the feature they don't have. And at the end of the day, you came up with a final decision, okay, Zoom will be the best platform for us. So you need to be creative. I'm very sorry, right? And I think there's a way that our education system actually damage our creativity. Because if you're an OAU student and during exam, our lecturer expects us to give them back the way we're giving our notes. And if you try to tweak it, maybe just a little tweaking, coming up with your own idea or a scenario, at the end of the day, they might end up scoring you low. And the lecturer will tell you that was not the way I taught you. But nevertheless, you need to understand that in the university, lecturer grade you or assess you to be successful or not based on what you are able to write down in your exam. But in the world outside the university, your success is going to be determined by your creativity and ability to provide solutions to problems. So you need to be creative, not just about just solving problems alone. You need to be creative with your solution. And I'm going to give you one example because I'm running out of time now. And that example is the story of Jobberman. I'm very sure a lot of you know about Jobberman, right? It was 3 young OAU students that actually started that platform in 2009. It was during that ASU strike in 2009. A lot of undergraduates went home, and most people just went on to be wasting their time, seeing movies, wasting their time on social media. But 3 young undergraduates stayed back in Fajuyi Hall of Residence, and they looked into the recruitment industry, and they saw a lot of inefficiency in that industry, and they came up with an idea that instead of people to be moving from one state to another, from one company to another to submit their CV, looking for a job, why don't we just create a platform, an online platform where employers of labor can list their jobs, can list roles that are open in their company, and graduates just need to go to that platform, look at all those roles, look at what they're interested in, then submit their CV on the platform, and we are able to connect them to the employer. And within the space of a year or two, over 10,000 people confirmed that they got their job through Jobberman. And Jobberman shut down the old traditional recruitment agency or industry, so to say. Today, rarely will you see anybody that be going from one agency or a recruitment agency or the other to drop their CV. No, everything is not being done online. The people that created that platform, are they professors? No. In fact, one of them was a medical student. But they saw a problem and they came up with a creative solution. Right? So for you to fit into the workforce of 21st century, right, that you are going to, you need to develop important skills. Another skill that you need to work on is interpersonal skill. So for example, in PwC where I work, there is no way that just an individual can be on an engagement. No, there's a structure. So normally you might have an intern, you might have an associate, you might have a senior associate, you might have a manager, then you might have an assistant director or a partner. So on an engagement, the minimum number of people you can have on an engagement is 4 to 5. So you are not going to work in isolation. You work with people. But if you are somebody that all your 4 years, your 5 years on campus, you had no opportunity to develop your interpersonal skill or to work with a team, you had no opportunity to develop your collaboration skill, then when you get to the corporate world, you are going to struggle to settle down time. You don't know how to talk to people. You don't know how to give feedback, right? You don't know how to take feedback. You don't know how to collaborate. And you need to understand that all these skills that I'm talking about that we're able to succeed or to position yourself for the best opportunity in the market, you are not going to learn them in the classroom. And that is why I encourage young people, get involved in extracurricular activities. Your school fees is not just for lecture and exam alone. And there are bigger opportunity beyond GP within the world, the four walls of your university. So you need to join platforms, volunteer for events, join people, go for programs, look at the way they are doing things. Once you acquire these skills, right, you will become a well sought after graduate by the time you graduate. And sometimes when they ask you about your job experience, that what are the job experience that you have, that they ask you to put job experience in your CV, most times they're not talking about permanent roles, right? Part of your job experience is your activity on this platform. The fact that you were able, just put it on your CV. I was a part of the team that organized an online session for this also number of people. I participated in organizing a competition for this also number of people. I debated for my department. Those are what they refer to as work experience that you can always put on your CV that will stand out your CV among the crowd. But in a situation that everything are just passionate about it, just from your classroom to your hostel, from your hostel to your fellowship, at the end of the day, all these soft skills that employers are looking for, right, you will not be able to display these skills. And at the end of the day, you might end up becoming redundant because you will be a misfit for the corporate world. So all these skills are very, very important, and you cannot do without them, right? And you also need to have it in mind that today, you are not just competing with your fellow graduates, right? We are beginning to compete with artificial intelligence and robotics, right? There are some roles, there are some jobs that were 2-3 years ago, we thought only humans can handle all those jobs. But today, artificial intelligence will handle the jobs better than us. Robotic will handle the task better than us because they don't really make mistakes like we human. They don't really feel tired. They don't have low movement. They don't have high movement. Just program them, tell them what to do, and they are doing it. So fitting into the corporate world or the workforce of 21st century, it is beyond what you study in school, right? Your education is just a passport to the interview room. Your success on the job is going to be determined by the skills that you've developed. Technical skills, cognitive skills, soft skills, hard skills. And you need to be disciplined for you to develop all these skills. So like I have here, I said, being employable means having skills, attributes, competency that will make you more likely to gain employment in your field. And here I also have communication skill. Communication skill is very, very important. Will you be able to verbalize your idea? There are some of us that we have beautiful ideas. For us to put that idea down on paper, we struggle. Some of us, we have fantastic ideas. But for us to communicate, for us to verbalize that idea, we struggle. Communication skill is very, very important. And how do you develop communication skill? Through a platform like this. Through presentation at your meeting. By the time you present for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, the first time you might not do it so well, but over time you will learn your mistakes and you'll be able to improve. So that by the time you get to the corporate, you'll be a fantastic communicator. So I said communication skills, problem-solving skills, and ability to work with a team are the most demand skills every employer is looking for in graduates. Do everything possible to develop these skills and ensure they are well highlighted on your CV, right? Another thing I want to talk to you about that will quickly able to fit into the workforce of the 21st century is internship. Please look for internship. Look for internship. I've seen a situation where I met, first class student, 2-1 student, and when I engaged them, and about the practical aspect of what they studied in school, they were totally clueless. All they know is just the theoretical parts. So when you bring some form of practicality into what they study in school, you'll be discovered the way they are just clueless. So please look for internship. And internship is not a must that you get a multinational firm or a consulting firm. If there are small businesses within your neighborhood, go and prepare financial statement for them and put it on your CV. I prepared financial statement and did ratio analysis for a small business on my street, and I was able to help them improve their bottom line. Nobody will see that on your CV and will not be interested in bringing you to their team. If you're an engineer student, there's a mechanic workshop right on your street. Go there and learn. You might know more English, more grammars, more jargon than that Baba, who's the mechanic, right? But when it's come to practical, you can't be as good as he is. So go there and learn. Put your hand on some practical things. It's going to help you to fit in easily. So like I have here, I said, the university presents opportunity to develop skills and to have a wide range of experiences that will set you apart from others when you graduate. The only thing you graduated with is your certificate. If the only thing you graduated with is your certificate, then it is your fault. You have choices, and you decided just to focus on your GPA alone. We have platforms like Udemy, like Coursera, like FutureLearn, like General Assembly, like lynda.com, where you can do short courses to further your knowledge of what you were taught in the class. So I'm running out of time now. I would have loved to spend more time here to engage you, to talk to you, because this topic is not something I can talk about within just 30 minutes. I have a book already that I already published, right? And title, I Am Employable, right? So, it's a topic that I've been doing a lot of research about for some time now, right? So please, it is your responsibility to develop yourself. It is your responsibility to add value to yourself. It is your responsibility to become somebody that every employer will want to have on their team. And if you don't do all these things now, by the time you graduate, you might discover that it is too late. A lot of young people that are achieving success in their career, they are not better than you. I want you to know that. They are not smarter than you. They are not more intelligent than you. I think maybe the only thing that they might be doing more than you, probably they are disciplined than you, and they are more proactive. Right? So please look for every opportunity to develop yourself. And I'm sure you know the unemployment rate in Nigeria today. So the job market is more competitive than ever. And I mean it, than ever. More competitive than ever. And more crowded than ever. Recently, I read a report published by Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, and they confirmed that due to this pandemic, that over 15 million people have lost their jobs. 15 million people. Remember, when you graduate, you are going to join these 15 million people, and several millions of people that are under the unemployment category. So it is your responsibility to pay the price you need to pay now to stand out. So once again, I wish all of you best of luck. And I look forward to meeting you, right, to celebrate your success and to hear about your success story. And I also want to encourage you, please try as much as possible to get this book. Most of the things that I have not been able to talk about, they are in the book. It's a book of over 200 pages, over 240 pages, inspiring content. Please, the title is I Am Employable. And it's not just for people that are looking for jobs. If you also want to create a job, right, or you are interested in entrepreneurship, you also need to get this book. So once again, thank you, Anike, for this amazing opportunity. And I wish all of you best of luck in your career and in all your endeavors.
Thank you very, very, very much, sir. I literally just had to unmute I had to off my so I could take down notes. A lot of points. We cannot appreciate you enough, but I would like to know if anyone has a question, so you can have a personalized answer from you. I'm very sure we'll find out more from your book. If you could leave a link, or how can we get the book, sir?
Okay, so if you want to get a book, so on my website, the book is 3,000 on my website. If you want to order from my website. But I want to give all of you 33% discounts, right? Everyone on this platform, I'm giving you 33% discount. I'm going to be dropping my contacts on the chat now, my phone number. Just reach out to me, right? Reach out to me. We can have conversation after this meeting. Then I'll tell you how you are going to get the book, right? And if you're in Lagos, the book will be delivered to you within 48 hours. If you're in Ife at the moment, you can get the book tomorrow. But this is just going to be opened between now and 8 p.m. today. Between now and 8 p.m. today. So instead of you to get the book for 3,000 naira, you are going to be getting the book, and you can see the quality of the book, right? And you can go online to read about the reviews and the comment that we'll be getting from people that have been reading the book, young people like yourself. So please reach out to me. I'm dropping my phone number in the chat now so that you can reach out to me after this session to get the book for 2,000 naira instead of 3,000 naira. So please go ahead. I think I have answered that.
Thank you very, very much, sir. If you have any particular question that you'd like to ask Mr. Vincent Adeoba, he is not an easy person to get a hold of, like we have him here. So if you have any question, you can just write it down, send it to your lead. We'll find a way to get the questions to him and then get the answers back to you. Thank you very, very, very much. I'm aware you have another meeting, so would we leave you? Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Best of luck. I look forward to hearing about your success story.
I learned something today I do not know about you. And by the way, I decided to prepare some of you that do not have access to this. I'm just going to give this here. And that will be that for that. That's what you get when you're in HULTPRIZE 2020 last year. It was very enlightening. I learned a lot personally, and I'm very sure a lot of us are more exposed than we were before we got into this session today. Vincent Adeoba talked about a whole lot of stuff. He talked about hard skills, he talked about soft skills, especially soft skills. Soft skills are not as easy to learn. There's not a lot of lessons or teachings on it as much as there is on art skills, but it is equally as important. The way you speak, your tone of voice can get you into certain rooms, into certain corridor of power. So let's be conscious of that. Let's take away what the lessons they have shared with us and do better. But then I heard from my own perspective. I also like to see what other perspectives people heard from. So as I usually do, I'm just going to browse through the list of participants, call your name, you're going to unmute your mic, introduce yourself to, and then tell us in one sentence what you learned. One sentence. Let's make it as simple as possible. One sentence. My name is Odubode Paul, and I learned that soft skills just as I'm not going to be browsing through the participant list. I'm going to call your name, you mute your mic, and in one line, what you learned from that very enlightening session. You can't hear me again. If you can hear me, if you cannot hear me, sorry, am I being heard? Ebola, please confirm that you can hear me.
Hello, everyone. If you can hear me, kindly signify.
Can you hear me? Hello, please, can you hear me?
Okay, I think my network is bad. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you. We can hear you, please. Go on, please. I think there's a problem with the network. I do not know if you can hear me.
Okay, we are on. Okay, hello everyone.
Hello, please.
Yes, can you all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'm so
I had
sorry.
issues
I
on
had
my head.
issues from my hand.
Please.
So guys,
So,
I
guys,
believe
I believe
everyone
Hello,
we all
everyone,
peace.
we
learned
Hello,
all learned
peace. Hello,
from
peace.
this
Hello,
quite a
peace.
lot.
quite a lot.
Hello, peace. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Can
Can you
you
hear me?
You're speaking as two different people.
Yes,
Yes,
I
I know.
We know you're very amazing. So what is happening right now? You're
I will do
connected
that
by
right now.
devices. So mute one. You're literally connected with two devices.
Yes, yes.
So
I was
mute
having
one.
issue from my with my laptop, so
Okay, I think we can
don't
hear
worry,
you
I'm
clearly.
hard from my phone, sir.
Uh-huh. Because I know that
Okay.
everything
So
are
good
double
afternoon,
double, but then
guys.
you take it to a different level. We can hear you, please.
Okay. So I'm sure we all learned from what Mr. Vincent
Hello, peace.
said
I'm having
about
serious network
getting people
issues.
to the workspace. He said quite. Please let's take note of what he has said. So I'll be sharing with you my own experience, and as well I'll be giving you some key points on how you can go global and how
Uh,
you can access global opportunities.
hello, peace,
Can you all hear
peace,
me?
peace. Can you hear me? Peace, peace. Please, please give me a moment. We need to settle the network issue. We're having serious network issues, especially from my own end. Can you hear me, please? Hello, peace. We lost her. Okay. I think peace. You're there now, yeah? Are you with us, peace?
Can you hear me? Can you
Yeah,
hear
I
me?
can hear you, peace.
Yes, I am. I don't know. My network is fucking up
Yes.
when it's time for me to talk.
No, it happens once in a
Yes, so
while.
I said
It's
I'll be sharing with you guys some
do
few
hold on,
points
do
on how
hold
you
on,
can
do hold
access
on, do
global
hold on, please, do
opportunities.
hold on,
Right.
please
So
hold on.
please follow me
Before
and
you
ensure you
speak
jot
on,
some things down. And you can also make your research, Google to know more,
it's a
talk to
network issue. It's a network issue.
people that have accessed one opportunity.
Can't hear me fast. Hello, can we hear me? I think Peace is having serious network issues, so she's literally coming in and out. We apologize for that. We apologize for that. While before she joins back in, I would just, like I said before, she came in the other time. I would just call out random someone to just give a one-liner on what they learned from Vincent Adioba's presentation before we move on to Peace Agwala's presentation. So Ajala Joy, I don't know if you can hear me, but you can hear me. Unmute your mic, introduce yourself, and give us one line of what you learned from Vincent Adioba's session.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ajala Joy Chinemere. What I learned from this session is interpersonal and necessary in sustaining the job you get. Thank you.
Come again. We didn't get that.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Ajala Joy. And what I learned is interpersonal skills are necessary in sustaining the job you get. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So from like I said, different perspectives. So I saw that interpersonal skills, soft skills are important in getting job, and then she actually comes from the perspective of they're also very important in sustaining jobs, because as well as they hire people, they also sack people, they also fire people. So it's not only about getting the job, It's also about keeping the job and moving on to better jobs. Thank you very much for that, Ajala Joy. Ibukunoluwa Dedeji. Ibukunoluwa Dedeji. You could do well to unmute your mic, introduce yourself, and give us one line about what you learned. I'm going to assume.
Okay. Hello?
Yeah, we
Okay,
can hear you.
yeah. My name is Adeji Bukunwa, and okay, what I learned is as you should work on your interpersonal skills because that's what will set you apart from your peers. So you should learn to. That's all.
Thank you very
Hello,
much. Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you very much, Ibukunoluwa. So a major differentiating factor. Even
Hello,
if you have
everyone.
it. Okay, thank you very much. Peace. You are back. We missed you. We missed you for a moment there.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. Network is quite bad. I'm sorry, I'm connecting via my phone now, so you might not be able to see my face. Right. So let's diving into the
before you go on, I'd like to intimate people about you. Fumilola, thank you for joining us. Please mute your mic. So Ibukunoluwa Adedeji, thank you for telling us that interpersonal skills will set you apart. They'll basically make you a golden fish, and then people would notice. So moving on, Peace Agbola is an undergraduate of Obafemi Awolowo University. She's a social entrepreneur and a junior front-end developer. Peace Agbola is a winner of the African Leadership University Presidential Grant 2020, a member of the Royal Commonwealth for Gender Equality. She is also an award winner of the GOI Peace Essay Competition 2016 and 2020, a former applicant of Boston University in 2017, Nigerian Stock Exchange Essay Competition in 2017, Yale University Youth Fellowship 2017, United Kingdom, and Poverty World Bank Essay Competition 2019, African Leadership Academy A-Levels 2018, amongst a host of other exposures and global opportunities. She's very passionate about eradicating poverty, gender discrimination, and youth development. Peace Agbola sees herself as a growing leader who is committed to making a visible impact in the world. And today is also Peace Agbola's birthday. Thank you for coming to the surface of the earth. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
She's going to be speaking on global opportunities. And as you can see, we have a whole lot of global applications to global opportunities in our citation. So there's no one more qualified to speak to us on the topic other than her. Peace Agbola, thank you very much for being amongst us. Please
thank you, Bosun. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for wishing me a happy birthday. So let's get into the business of today, right? So I'll be sharing my experience with you guys, applications, how to apply for global opportunities, what I've gone through, and how you can be selected as a winner, right? So to start with, there are different types of opportunities. There are different types of global opportunities. We have grants, we have fellowships, we have scholarships. There are different types, but you just have to learn. Please, can you all hear me? Bosun, please, can you hear me? Okay. So we just have to learn to align. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for Lashade. Thank you, Opedare Precious. Thank you guys. So we have to learn to align our goals and our interests. What do I mean by that? In the sense that if I'm a social entrepreneur, majorly my area of interest is probably I want to become Obama Foundation Fellow. I want to become Mandela Washington Fellow. I want to become this. I want to be able to attend United Nations. So I have like a specific area of interest that I'm heading towards. So if you want to apply for global opportunities, if you're an agricultural student, what are your areas of interest in agriculture? What opportunities are you looking into? So first and foremost, please understand your area of interest because there are a lot of opportunities out there. You can't be applying for different ones. It's going to make you distracted. And trust me, by so doing, you might not win any. So First thing first, what type of opportunities do you want to have access to? Secondly, to be a global leader or to be accepted into global opportunities, you must be a solution provider, just like Mr. Vincent has said. There is no organization, there's no company that is looking for baggage. There's no organization that is looking for somebody that is going to be a problem. Instead, they are looking for those that are going to solve problems, right? So ask yourself, what problems do I want to solve in my area of interest? If you are a medical doctor, if you are an agriculturist, if you are a developer, what problem do you want to solve? Ask yourself those key questions. If you're able to answer those questions, it will align your interests and it will align the opportunities you want to solve after. Third thing here is to assess global opportunity. Another thing is to apply. Another thing is to place yourself to be worthy of that role. So if you want to place yourself, you have to ensure that your personal branding is important. What do I mean by this? A lot of people might be like, oh, okay, maybe showcasing who you are and all of that. Personal branding, we have your social media platforms and we have your CV. And when I talk about social media, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your Facebook. If I go to your LinkedIn as maybe as an employer and I go to your LinkedIn profile, and you might not know, I'll just go and check out your name. What do I find there about you? The thing is that most global opportunities these days will tell you, can we have access to your LinkedIn account? Can we have access to your Instagram account? So you have to brand yourself. What you post out there matters. The way you portray yourself really matters. If you are the person that you want to become a data analyst and then you want to look at for interest opportunities in that sector, I believe your social media page should be talking about anything data science, anything problems around data science, and you want to provide solutions to those problems, because it's really going to help you. It's really going to make you be on top of your game when you're applying for opportunities, because most companies, when they are reviewing your CV or your profile, they're not just going through what you've written. They believe your social media is who you are, because a lot of people do not see you. You post anything, anytime on your social media. So they want to see what you have there to determine if you are fit for that position or not. Likewise, if you're applying for internships, some jobs now will require you to put down your LinkedIn profile, your Instagram, whatever sector you are looking into. Please ensure that your social media pages are not just for fun, for parties, for I want to show my finance. Ensure that you are giving out content that people can look into, organizations can look into, right? So the next thing is your CV. Your CV has a lot to do with your applications. Even if you're applying to become a volunteer, a friend of mine who applied to become a volunteer at the Commonwealth, everybody know Commonwealth UK, they asked her to submit a CV, right? And your CV is who you are, is it contains what you've achieved. That is why I will tell people, if you're a part of an organization and you're not active, I am sorry to say this, but you're not doing anybody, you are doing yourself. If you're a part of an organization and you are not being active, you are not taking up any role, please, you are not going to help yourself, irrespective of how small or how insignificant the role may be. Ensure you do something meaningful in that role, because it's going to help you. It's going to help your CV. Just like Mr. Vincent has said, when you're applying for jobs and they ask you, what experience have you had? They're not looking at, or probably you worked at this. They want to look at those small skills that you've obtained over the years. Those places you display leadership abilities, those places you show them that, oh, you manage these resources, you organize this event. The same thing goes for global opportunities. If you want to apply for Obama fellow, you want to become last day when I applied for Handela, the question they asked was, what impact have I made? What leadership position have I held? They want to know what you've done. They're not really interested in how big the organization is, or probably, but start to do something no matter how small. That's when I say start little, grow bigger. Don't say, oh, because I'm still in university, when I'm done university and this and this. Please, if you are aiming to be a global citizen, start to do something no matter how small. some of us, we don't like to be a part of organization that probably is not recognized yet. It's not like the one of maybe one UNICEF. If you're a part of organization that is probably just starting, I will advise that you give in your best. You ensure that that organization is productive and is successful. So the third thing is always show the world when you win. So many people might say, oh, this is positioning yourself for opportunities, or positioning yourself, because what you post out there can determine how far you are going to go. So many people would say, I do not like to post on my LinkedIn when I achieve this. I do not like to show the world that this is me. But trust me, you're not doing anybody, but you're doing yourself. Because the reason I'm able to meet Mr. Vincent is because he talked about I was able to achieve something on LinkedIn. And I'm like, wow, I can connect with this man. But if you're not sharing your success stories with people, they will not know who you are. And if you're not sharing, organizations will find it hard to know who you are, because there are thousands of people applying for that position you want. And they can't be calling everyone, but the least they can do is to go through your profile when you do not know. And you will not know when they are doing your profile, because organizations do not make use of personal profile, and you will not be aware when they are doing your profile. So please, our personal profile is very, very important. We should not forget what I said. We should have the mindset of providing solutions to problems. If you want to be a global citizen, irrespective of your areas of interest, have a solution providing mindset. Be a solution provider. Start little, grow bigger. Chase after opportunities. And also, I would like to share some things with you about global opportunities that I've encountered, my experience so far, questions that some of them do ask you. Most opportunities will ask you questions like, what are you most passionate about? They want to know your areas of interest. What impact have you made in your community? Most opportunities, irrespective of what you're applying, even if you're applying for a grant. Like I was chatting with a friend sometimes ago, and we had an interaction, and he shared with me one of his applications to Acumen Fellow. And they asked him, how has your idea helped the people in your community? They want to know what you are doing. They want to know how you are making impact. So don't apply for an opportunity with the mindset of because you have first class. Trust me, it's not about first class. It's all about what you are able to do. How you're able to think beyond the box, how you're able to provide solutions to problems around your environment. It doesn't have to be providing solutions to problems in Nigeria, but in your house, in your community. What have you done? Global opportunity is not an easy thing to attain, but you have to place yourself in the position to be worthy of that position, right? So they want to ask you questions like, tell us about yourself. And when they ask you, tell us about yourself, they are not interested in your name, your color, your skin color. They're interested in what makes you unique, what makes you different from Peace Agbola. Ask yourself, what makes you different from me? Am I just a regular girl that goes to school, goes to lectures, and then I'm back? Or am I the type of girl that I want to solve this problem, I want to do this, I have this idea, I want to provide solutions to so many things. In 2016, when I applied for Goy Peace Foundation, the question was building peace in our hearts and mind. How can this help the country? So you should be ready for any question, but once you're a solution provider, trust me, attaining global opportunities will be much easier. So another thing is your network is very, very important. Have the right kind of networks, because a time will come, it will speak for you. The kind of network you have will also determine how much success you are going to attain if you want to be a global citizen. What do I mean by this? Let's imagine I want to apply to, I'm sorry if I'm citing the same example, but I think that it's because I'm talking based on my own areas of interest. Let's imagine I want to apply to Obama, Washington, because they talk about girl child, no poverty, rape, and I'm a good friend of Olubusayo. I don't know if you're familiar with Twitter. She's a very popular person. She was one of those that campaigned when this issue of rape, and then government had to pass a bill for a new law. Let's imagine she's my friend. I connected with her, and I'm to apply for Obama of Washington Fellow. Most times, this opportunity requires you to bring someone that will serve as a referee. They want you to place recommendation letters. And it's very good for you to not just bring, imagine you're applying to be, imagine you're applying for a position, probably an account manager, an accountant, and you're bringing someone that is a medical doctor to recommend you. Well, it might be good, but imagine bringing someone in that sector to recommend you. It means that you know what you're doing. You've had some levels of experiences. So ensure that you create a very broad network around your areas of interest, because global opportunities, like I said, is not an easy task. There are thousands of people applying, and you must show the world, show the organization that you are worthy of that position, right? So I think the last thing I would like to say concerning going global is don't give up when you try and you fail. I can tell you that the numbers of applications that I've written that I have failed are countless. I can't even imagine. I started to write essay applications for so many organizations right from 2016. I think I was in high school. I think year 11, and I had failed a lot, and I'm still failing, and I'm winning some. So please, if you want to be a global citizen, start now. Start to write. You might be lucky to win, you might not be lucky, but irrespective of your results, please start now. Start to understand how it works, because it's not so easy to apply for global opportunity, but you can make it easier for yourself if you start to do something now. Position yourself, build your CV, ensure that your personal branding is top notch. When I go to your profile, when I visit your LinkedIn, your Facebook, what can I say about you? Do I have to be like, oh, ask you to tell me about yourself? Can your LinkedIn share an idea of who you are to me? Be a solution provider. Global opportunities are not easy tasks. I'm sure everyone, we all know about Aramide, the Harvard girl. If you ask me what made, do you know the reason why a lot of people contributed to the fee? It's not because she's Aramide, it's because of the impact she's making in the lives of children in her community. I think she organized schools for students. She is a solution provider, and I'm sure that's one of the reasons why Harvard will have given her that admission, because Harvard will not just admit a baggage into their system. They're looking for somebody that is solving a solution in their community. So, if whatever sector you are, please ensure you are doing something, and you start to do something by being intentional, building your personal self, your brand, your CV. Ensure that you're a part of an organization. Ensure that your soft skills are top notch. Like Mr. Vincent said, if you are if you know any training around you, please don't say, oh, I'm studying accounting. I don't, when I'm done accounting, that's when I will start this for Excel. Please ensure that you know these things and you are good at them. It's not an easy thing to be a global citizen, but once you are intentional about your actions, trust me, you are going to attain it. Thank you so much, guys. I believe you guys must have learned. I hope I'm not too fast. Thank you so much for having me. So that's the end of my little presentation. I hope we have some other time to discuss better. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Agbola. Peace. I've learned, and I'm sure every other person that is here has learned a lot. We are global citizens. Gone are the days where you have to have a visa, you have to have money for FA, money for CFA to be able to connect with people or get access to opportunities beyond the shores of Nigeria, beyond the shores of your community, beyond the borders of your community. We are global citizens now, and we should open up our minds. You can apply, as you can see in the case of Peace. She applied to African Leaders University, got admitted, and even there's a certain kind of pride that comes with. I got admission from ALU and I rejected.
Yes, right.
It's confidence that comes with that, and it opens
Yeah,
more
and
doors.
I applied twice.
Okay,
Yes,
You applied the first time.
yes, I applied in 2018 and I applied in 2020.
Thank you. That's wonderful. Guys, Vincent Adeoba has spoken to us. He has given us 33% of his book. I'm very sure he dropped his numbers. Peace will also find a way to get his contact available to us. If you want to leverage on that opportunity. It's a wonderful book, a lot of insights. If 30 minutes of hearing him speak can influence and create a lot of insights, imagine what having 240 pages of his thoughts and insights along with you forever would do. Reach out to your team leaders. They can provide these details. Peace will also be, she's a assistant campus director, so she's also available to us in going forward. We would have more access to her as the campaign goes forward. Thank you very, very, very much for showing up. We've come to the end of this meeting, and I'd like to leave us with a particular thing. It's always better to know more about life than less. You're a global citizen, do not restrict yourself, shine. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. So guys, thank you for joining this training. If you are still unsure of what HULTPRIZE is all about, please ensure you stay tuned to the community group. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll share the link, and please you can share this with people around you, because a lot of people would like to learn from what Mr. Vincent has said, as well as what Peace Agbola has said. So please ensure that you subscribe. We're going to be having more trainings, and it's very important you attend trainings, most especially during this pandemic. We are not attending any lectures. We are not going for any classes. We are all at home doing one thing or the other. Let's ensure to leverage on opportunities around us. We should learn and we should add up skills. We should build our CV during this period if possible. So guys, if you know you have an idea related to food, HULTPRIZE this year is up, and we can't wait to have everyone. Thank you guys for joining. Bye.